Welcome to the First Maryland Disability Trust YouTube channel. We're here to help you navigate disability planning and benefits. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and joining our community. When you subscribe, you'll get updated. We release new videos every other Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you subscribe or not, you can leave comments to request topics, and we encourage you to share with others who need this information. Today, we're going to provide an overview about what Medicaid is. For many families First Maryland Disability Trust works with, Medicaid isn't a backup plan. It's foundational. It pays for their health care, long-term support, and services that make independent or community-based living possible. Because of that, understanding how Medicaid works and how to protect it matters. This isn't a deep dive. Medicaid is too big for that. Instead, this video is meant to give you a practical overview of the parts that most often trip families up. Medicaid isn't one program, and this is one of the biggest mistakes families make. They assume there's only one kind of Medicaid. There isn't. Medicaid is a joint federal and state program. Each state runs its own system, and within that system are multiple eligibility pathways. The rules that apply to one person may not apply to another, even within the same household. Supplemental security income and Medicaid are connected, but they're not identical. In Maryland and many other states, qualifying for SSI usually means you're automatically enrolled in Medicaid, and this is how many people first get coverage. But here's a key point. Medicaid doesn't automatically end just because SSI does. And this is going to matter for people who start working, transition to disabled adult child benefit, or are receiving Medicaid waiver services. In Maryland, there's multiple ways to qualify for Medicaid. Some forms are going to be income-based and do not have an asset test at all. Others, in particular the age, blind, disabled method to qualify, still look at resources. The families can get in trouble because they're applying the wrong rules to the wrong type of coverage. And if they're not necessarily applying the rules, they don't know what to say to try to keep their family member, loved one, whoever they're giving care for, how to keep them on Medicaid or get them back on if they get kicked off. You are allowed to work and keep Medicaid in Maryland. It's called Employed Individuals with Disabilities and shortened to EID. To qualify, you must meet the disability criteria and be working. There's no income limit, and asset rules are more flexible. EID allows many people to work without losing healthcare or waiver services, but it's underused and often misunderstood. Assets do matter for traditional disability-based Medicaid. And assets can include things like bank accounts, investments, extra vehicles, you're allowed to have one, or a rental property. And you're allowed to own your primary residence, you're not allowed to have a second property. This is why planning tools like special needs trusts exist, to protect eligibility while still improving quality of life. There is a danger if you decide to leave the state, because Medicaid does not transfer between states. SSI should follow you because it's a federal program. Medicaid and Medicaid waivers do not. Eligibility rules will vary depending on what state you're moving to. And if you don't plan, you may lose critical services and not get them back for a while. This is important because many beneficiaries rely on Medicaid waivers long after SSI ends. Losing SSI does not mean Medicaid rules stop applying. Trust planning, employment, housing, and spending decisions all intersect with Medicaid. Coordination matters. The bottom line is Medicaid's complex. It's state specific and unforgiving if you make a bad assumption. But it's also one of the most powerful tools available to people with disabilities. You don't need to know everything. You should know which version of Medicaid applies to you. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, comments, or topics you'd like covered, please email us at info@firstmdtrust.org. New videos are released every other Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We do encourage you to meet with an attorney if you have questions. We are not allowed to give legal advice. Everything we give here is meant for educational purposes, and it does not override or overrule anything you may have heard from the professionals you're working with.